So I'm going to go through a couple of stuff here. I didn't want to go through the whole management story. I mean, my theme just, it's that there, engaging leadership. So I thought, okay, let me just do it in a sort of engaging way. So I'm going to ask you guys to participate to a certain degree, not much, so we can keep the meeting short. So, okay, so engaging leadership, just, you obviously have 5 seconds to think about it. So just maybe from your side, maybe from the floor side, tell me what you perceive or what you think engaging leadership is about. You do it every day. Don't think about it too hard. What is it that you do to engage with your team? Sorry, Vadi, you look like you have a answer. I'm sorry to call someone out, but I'll call you out because when I see you have that twinkle in your eye like Sadika has, and I want to hear.
No, I read your Facebook page already, so I must get that answer on the
Oh my God. No. Yeah, delete the Facebook. Go ahead.
Engaging leadership is how it's your style and how you enable your team and how you motivate your team to become results oriented, I suppose, of their own accord.
All right. Craig.
Yeah, no, it's how you keep the morale of the team up, ensuring that procedures and processes are followed, and yeah, getting them to buy into your management style.
Okay, I'll take one more. Who wants to take another one more?
I don't even know what to know.
Okay, I will stick with the old school guys. With the old school.
I reckon it's effective communication. And effective information dissemination. So basically, not overwhelming the rep or the account developer with too much information, but the relevant information that would make a difference in their life and actually improve their ability to perform.
Okay, well, those are all very good questions. You want to click down for me, Bo?
Yes.
Answers, sorry, not questions. Just click down for me if you don't mind. Okay, so if you have a look at this engagement leadership overview, and remember we talking about leadership, we're not talking about management as such. Management is a very different principle. And when you look at management, you look at more processes, policies, procedures, and so on. When you look at leadership, you look at more the softer things. You know, how do you bring your personality and your leadership style to your team and to the organization? So this is just an overview. If you look at, I'm just going to take the highlights. You look at engaging individuals, and just quickly the first line, showing genuine concern, moving forward together, networking, building shared vision, engaging the organization, inspiring others, focusing team efforts, and then personal qualities and core values, acting with integrity and consistency. Now, the 3 answers I got from you guys was around communication, and there was about sorry?
I was saying effective management.
Yeah, and essentially you were talking about a lot of stuff, but the stuff you were talking about was how do you better engage with your teams and kind of draw them in and all of those things. So you want to just try for me? Try for me again. So it's about, try again. So really it's about the individual, okay? What is it, I mean, when we look at ourselves over here, we're in an organization, in a team, a company, and we want certain things. We have expectations for ourselves, and we have expectations from other people about ourselves. Okay? So we want to be valued. We want to be encouraged, acknowledged, rewarded. All of those things are things that we want. So how's that different for our teams? So when we look at our teams is, what are we doing to nurture that? You know? To bring that out. Never mind the process and policies and procedures, but how do we engage on a very personal level with our teams? In a way that we say, listen, we value you. I care about you. You know? And it's not one shoe fits all, because everybody is dynamic and their own personalities, own characters, and that's what leadership is about. It's about saying, I can't treat everybody the same. How do I make the time available for each person in a very different space, at a very different time, in a very different way? How do I communicate that to that individual? And then obviously it takes a lot of patience, and I think that's important. Anybody want to say something on that? No. Moving on. So Sarika's written on Facebook page, and obviously she's probably seen a lot of quotes that I put over there. And one of the quotes I put over there is, culture is a reflection of leadership. Okay? And if you think about it just broadly, if you behave, and you take it in your family setting, if you behave in a certain way, in certain values and value systems and things that you do in your house that create a certain culture in your family, it's exactly over here. So whatever you reflect or project will obviously transpire into your surroundings, and your team, your family, whatever. But in any relationship, that will obviously have an impact. So when someone comes and says to me, and I do get a little upset sometimes, when someone says to me, this one is a lazy person, or this one is uninspired, or this organization or this region is not undisciplined, or they have no gears. Where's the gears, guys? We're getting into season. Where's the gears? Yeah? Have you looked at yourself when you say that? Where's the gears? If you come to me and say, my team's got no gears, wah, 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 this and so on, then you're going to say, what are you doing to change that? Why is your team behaving like that? Why are they acting out? Because that's what people do. They act out. I act out. We all act out if we don't get what we want. If we don't get the acknowledgement, and we don't get treated with a certain respect, if you like. So what are we doing? And we've got to be sensitive to those needs, because if we don't understand it and approach it and roll it in as leaders, really as leaders, you have to be able to make the time and say, Mr. X, okay, what is happening? And I mean, you kind of want to say, bugger you know what, you're here to work, you get paid, you just do your job. It's not that. That's managing. Managing is superficial and cold, and is not effective. Leadership is another step. And the leadership is being able to pull those people in. It's not easy, it's not a short-term fix. You may please proceed, sir. So I kind of alluded to this, don't use disciplines to move people, but move people towards disciplines. Also, so the thing is, what we do as managers, or as managers, we do this. Something's not in place, not working. How do we fix it quickly? Boom. Policy, procedures, checklists, all of those things. Get it done. Nothing wrong with that. But we can't apply it all the time as leaders, because it's a short-term fix. You want to be able to, in the long term, motivate and move people or change people's behavior, so that when these routines and procedures and policies and checklists come up, that they automatically embrace it and move forward. I mean, these are big picture stuff, but ideally that's how you want to be able to move people. Whether it's in an organization or in a team or in your circle of friends, people muster around you or rally around you because they're bought into a certain style or belief in you and the way you are and your character and so on. So they obviously will support that, and then whatever needs to be done in the background, they will naturally gravitate towards those disciplines. So if you want to just move on. Okay, so in terms of management style or leadership, again, I just want to say that sometimes we are, in line with that, with the previous point, sometimes we always want to be in control, isn't it? Because the more you feel in control, that you're managing things, the safer you feel. So you implement all these things and say, well, I've implemented all these things. We've got a sign over here, we've got a sign over there. We've got to check this, and it's like covering your arse type of thing, But do you really get things done? Is it really efficient and effective? And do you really drive the right sort of behavior and the energy levels? So sometimes it's not about the control, it's sometimes about letting go, allowing things to happen organically, if I could use that word. Not to say that you dismiss controls completely, there'll always be a framework to work in. But you've got to be able to relinquish a lot of the control. And not as managers, as leaders, you've got to kind of relinquish that control. I just want to just make a reference to a business leader, Sir Richard Branson. Just recently, I don't know if you've read the article about 3-4 weeks ago. He's changed his whole organization. He said, you know what? bugger everything. All I want, give me the result. I don't care when you work, where you work, how you work, what time you work. I don't care how many times you're on holiday. You decide your holidays. You just take off whenever you want to. I don't want to know that nonsense. All I want is show me the result. That's all. That is like really relinquishing power. Because I think we can all relate. If we got the space to move and we know exactly what our responsibilities are, and we're going to be checked and measured and managed on that, we're going to get the result. We're going to find the space when our energy levels are right. So this morning I don't feel like getting up. I don't feel like working. I'm not really creative or productive. Guess what? I'll stay in bed. I'll relax. And then maybe tomorrow morning or maybe even later this afternoon I'll wake up re-energized, refocused, and I'm kind of in a zone where I really want to be creative and then I'll produce the result. So essentially he's tapping into that sort of creative space. That's just in terms of the control. You can move on. So I put the thing over here, I thought I found that there as well. Our success and achievements come via the shared vision and efforts of the collective. Okay? So, as selfish as we are, we're all selfish human beings because that's just the way it's kind of ingrained in our genetic code. We want me, myself, and I. And that's fine because that's important for us to evolve forward, but it's important how you do it. And understand that we as a collective achieve together. Okay? And I know there's the whole team story going, but I'm just saying that you can't be, no great person on this planet, right to the evil people like Hitler and Napoleon, but also the good people like Gandhi and so on. He had a support base. He worked through people. He wasn't an individual, as you may want to believe. He had a support base and structure. Everybody is there because they support him, they buy into a person's ideologies and philosophies and leadership styles, whatever you want to call it. But you need that. And so, same over here. I mean, we see it, and without going into too much detail, but we see it here. We'd like other people to muster around us. We'd like other people to support us. And so, in order for us to achieve whatever we need to achieve. You may read more on my Facebook and as well as my website. But I just want to also take you through the next slide, which is also something you want to have a look at. And again, so this is a system that I published in the beginning of the year, which kind of talks very, very nicely to engaging leadership. And this is really a system, where the other one was a kind of a sort of overview. And the system is not complete because there's a lot of steps in the system. So, these two pillars are the main pillars where you start with communicate purpose, intentions, and expectations. Setting the stage, in other words, setting the environment, and letting everybody know exactly what the state of play would be, essentially. And what the boundaries are. All of those things need to be in place, and a clear understanding around that before you move on to the next step, which is incorporate inclusivity to relinquish control, which speaks to the other point, synergy, and this is also one of the main or important things is act on ideas, suggestions, and recommendations, because I think too often we don't do that. And as people look to us and our subordinates look to us, they have an expectation that we will deliver against what was promised or spoken about or suggested. Because if you can't deliver as a leader, and that's an important thing, you need to deliver as a leader. That's engaging leadership. I engage you, I value what you say, I take it in and I say, well, okay, this is it. And how do you value it? You act upon it. You implement, you feedback. And so that's, so that's important. So active engagement, engaging leadership should be a process of delivery as well. So thank you. That's my spiel. I appreciate your time. I hope that it was valuable.
Thank you. Be the change.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel emotional now.
That's